So, ICSE class 10th students, you have chemistry chapter 1 as periodic table, periodic properties and variations of properties. Such a huge chapter name, which is the first chapter, I hope. Okay, so today we are going to start this chapter and the basic terminology which are related to this chapter. Okay, let me tell you here that we will directly start with periodic properties. Okay, we will directly start with periodic properties, means the properties which are given in your book, the 6 properties which are given in your book, like first of all is atomic size, metallic character, non-metallic character, and so on and so on. There are total 6 properties and we are going to deal with those properties one by one. Specifically for this video, our main concern is periodic properties. First of all, we will deal with what is the periodic property. Then mainly today we will deal with atomic size, the first property which is given in your book, atomic size. So we will see what is atomic size, how this increases, means the trends in atomic size, and some things which are also like exceptions and some more things about atomic size in detail. Okay, so my name is Pushpak Pandit and you're watching me on my YouTube channel Being Bookish. So now let's get started. So our first topic for today's agenda is periodic properties. You would be wondering that what is a periodic property, and some of you, the naughty ones, who have understood that this periodic property means the word periodic has been derived or has evolved from periodic table, and that naughty guy is very correct. Okay, this periodic has come from periodic table. And what are the properties? You already know the properties which are related to periodic table. So basically we have again the 6 properties which I have told, the metallic character, non-metallic character and all those. So those are the periodic table properties. Those are the periodic table properties and we need to see them. So first of all, let me deal with this periodic property first and tell you all that what does it really mean. Okay, what does it really mean when I say periodic properties? So the basic understanding has been made by you that periodic property are the properties of periodic table. Okay, now the main thing is that this periodic property is directly or indirectly related to one thing. What is that one thing? Electronic configuration. So this periodic properties is directly or indirectly is related to electronic configuration, and I hope each one of you watching this knows what is electronic configuration, and along with electronic configuration I also hope that each one of you might be able to solve the electronic configuration for at least the first 20 elements. Those students who does not know how to find the electronic configuration, no worries, I have already made a video on electronic configuration, means how to find the electronic configuration of first 20 elements. The link will be provided in the description box. Okay, so let's come back to our topic, that periodic properties are the properties which are directly or indirectly related to electronic configuration. And here in periodic table we see gradation. You will see a word gradation in your book. We see a gradation in these properties. When we will say this gradation, okay, let me tell you first what is gradation. Gradation means change. What does gradation means? It means to change. So there are properties, means all the properties, the 6 properties, they are directly or indirectly related to electronic configuration, means atomic size is related to electronic configuration, metallic character is directly or indirectly related to electronic configuration, and these properties show gradation. So these gradation when we go down a group or when we go across a period. Okay, change means what? Suppose I take atomic size, which is today's agenda. So if you will study atomic size, you will see that when atomic size property is taken and when atomic size of the atoms goes down, okay, so when we say when we take a property like atomic size and when we see a change, so you will observe that when you go down in a periodic table in a particular group, suppose I take a particular group, first group, okay, I took the first group, and what will happen here is that when you go down a group, you will see that atomic size is getting increased, okay, it is getting bigger and bigger. The atomic size of the atoms are getting bigger and bigger. Suppose here is one atom, so its size is like this, okay, the next atom would become bigger from the first, the next atom would become more bigger, even more bigger. Okay, so why these are happening, what is the reason behind all that? Okay, those also we will study in our chapter. Okay, so basically periodic properties are the properties which tends to change when we move down a group or when we go across a period. Okay, so I hope that each one of you now have understood the meaning of periodic properties, and now let's take a look on the first property, which is atomic size. So let's see what is really an atomic size. Suppose I draw an atom. The atom has a nucleus, you all know, and different shell, K, L, M, which we used to draw in class 7, 8, I hope. Okay, so what is atomic size? It is defined as the distance between the center of nucleus. It is the nucleus and the center of the nucleus. Let's take it this point. So the distance between center of nucleus to the outermost shell. So this distance is called the atomic size. And if you have looked into your book carefully, you would have seen that atomic size is also called what? Atomic radius. Atomic radius. Okay, and it is also correct because if you consider this circle, this is the radius and this is the diameter, so basically we can call it as the atomic radius also. So this is what an atomic size is defined, that atomic size is the distance between center of the nucleus to its outermost shell. Suppose we have one more shell here, so this distance is the atomic size. We will take one point as the center of the nucleus and another point as the outermost shell. Now you would be wondering that should this line be like this? This line could be like this also, because this is also radius. Okay, the radius should definitely contain the middle point of nucleus and the outermost shell. So this distance is called atomic size, or you can even call it as atomic radius. Okay. Okay, so atomic size concept is clear, and first of all let me rub this. Okay, so now you have understood the meaning of atomic radius. So next topic which comes is on which factor does atomic size depend? On which factors does atomic size depend? It depends upon two factors. First is number of shells. See, we call factors as such things on which the atomic size may get increased or the atomic size may get decreased. Okay, so first of all, the first factor is number of shell. Okay, tell me, there is a atom who has 2 shells, okay, and there is another atom which has 3 shells, 1, 2 and 3. Now answer me whether this has greater atomic size or whether this has greater atomic size. Answer. Okay, so whether this has greater atomic size or whether this has greater atomic size, obviously this is bigger than this. Why? Because its atomic radius is this and its atomic radius is now bigger, so its atomic radius is bigger than this. Now what is the concept behind number of shells? You see that there are 2 shells, here are 2 shells in this atom, and here are 3 shells. So if we increase in the number of shells, the atomic size would increase, yes or no? If we increase the number of shells in an atom, suppose I make one more circle here, means one more shell here, then the number of shells get increased. Now it becomes 4. So now the number of shells is 4, and you will see that the atomic size is also increased. The atomic size has also got increased. So we can say that atomic size depends on number of shells. And how does it depend? If number of shell will get increased, the atomic size or the atomic radius would also get increased. And the vice versa is also true. What if number of cells get decreased? Then atomic size will also get decreased. Yes or no? So this is the funda of number of shell. So I have the first factor is clear to you, and how does it depend, or how atomic size depends upon number of shells. Now let us take a look on the second factor. Now the next factor on which this atomic size depends is very important, nuclear charge. So number of shell was easy, right? But what is this nuclear charge now? It is a big burden because it is a new word to you, I hope. Okay, so nuclear charge is nothing but it is as simple as number of positive charge in an atom. I hope the confusion is still here. So now when I say nuclear charge is number of positive charge in an atom. So an atom has electron, proton, neutron. Which one is positive? Proton. Very good. So it is equal, this number of positive charge in an atom is equals to number of protons. Okay, and this number of protons, these are also equal to something. What? Very good. Atomic number. I hope that you all know these all three. Okay, these two are connected. Number of protons and atomic number are one and the same thing. Suppose I tell you that sodium atomic number is 11. What is the number of proton in sodium? 11 only, because number of protons are equal to number of atomic is equal to the number of atomic number of that particular atom. I am not talking about ions, I am talking about atom. Let me clear it here only. Okay, so nuclear charge is nothing. It is the positive charge which is present in the nucleus of the atom. In the nucleus of the atom, you know that the protons and the neutrons, these are present in nucleus of the atom. So definitely the positive charge lies in the nucleus, and this positive charge is nothing but the protons, and this proton is also nothing but it is the atomic number. Now how does it affect the atomic size? The question is here that how this nuclear charge affect this atomic size. So let me do it here only. Okay, suppose I have an atom. Okay, I have a simple atom. Now let me make one more here. Okay, suppose this is an atom of sodium. So sodium electronic configuration is 2,8,1. 2,8,1. Okay, and let me draw one more circle here. Okay, so let me draw one more circle here. 1, 2, 3. And suppose this is an atom of magnesium. 2,8,2. I hope this is the electronic configuration and you all know. So let me make the electrons. 2 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 1 electron in the third shell. Only 1 electron in the third shell. Now let's look here. 2 electrons in the first shell. 8 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8. And 2 electrons in the last shell. So we have made 2 atoms. Okay, first atom is sodium which has electronic configuration 281, and second is magnesium 282. Okay, very good. Now what is the nuclear charge of this atom? I hope the answer is 11. What is the nuclear charge of this atom? it is equals to number of protons, and number of protons is equals to atomic number, and we know that atomic number of sodium is 11. Similarly, the nuclear charge for magnesium will be 12, right? Now, whose nuclear charge is greater? Whose nuclear charge is greater? Obviously, sodium nuclear charge, in terms of nuclear charge, so magnesium nuclear charge is greater than sodium nuclear charge. Now, let me directly come to the question that how this nuclear charge affect the atomic size. How this nuclear charge affect this atomic size? Okay, see, both these atoms have 3 shells. Both these atoms have 3 shells. Okay, so this also has 3 shells, this also has 3 shells. The nuclear charge is the positive charge. Nuclear charge is the positive charge, and you know that positive and negative, what does they do? They attract or they repel? They attract each other. So here is the positive charge which is present in the nucleus, and what is the negative charge? This is electrons. These electrons have negative charge. These electrons have negative charge. So this positive charge and this negative charge, they will attract each other. They will attract each other. Since positive charge is greater here, positive charge is greater here, this proton is trying to pull the electron. This proton is trying to pull the electron. Okay, and this proton is also trying to pull this electron towards its nucleus. Okay, but as this has more capacity, it has 12 nuclear charge, so it will be able to attract the outermost shell more. It will be able to attract the outermost shell more. See, both these shells have 3 shells only. Both these atoms have 3 shells only, but this shell has nuclear charge 11 and this shell has nuclear charge 12. As this has more capacity as compared to it, it would be able to attract the last shell electron more. So what will happen? What will happen? The atomic size will get small. The atomic size will get smaller. Okay, see, this will attract this electron also and this electron also. This positive charge is attracting the outermost electrons. Obviously, these electrons are also getting attracted, but it will have effect on all the electrons because these are negative and this is positive. This positive has greater value 12, so it will be able to attract more electron towards itself. And what will happen if it will attract these electron towards itself? The size will get smaller because electrons are coming towards the nucleus now, and as compared to here, it has less nuclear charge as compared to this, so it will not be able to attract much, but still it will attract this electron. Okay, now this atomic size will become smaller. Okay, this atom will have smaller atomic radius as compared to this. Means magnesium size is smaller than sodium. Magnesium atom has smaller size than sodium. How interesting is that? Okay, so I have tried to explain you how atomic size depends on nuclear charge. If nuclear charge is more, then this atomic size will get reduced, because if nuclear charge is more are there protons, and if there are more protons, then it will attract the negative electrons towards itself, thus making the atom smaller. I hope you understood the funda behind all this concept. Okay, and I also hope that you understood that magnesium size is smaller as compared to sodium, because magnesium has greater capability of attracting the electrons towards itself as compared to sodium. So sodium will not be able to attract. Suppose this is sodium atom, it has attracted little, but magnesium has 12 number of protons, so it will attract more electron towards itself, so its size will get more smaller as compared to sodium. Okay, so kindly note all these things. So as the video length is getting a little longer, So I won't continue now. Let me end this session here only, and the next thing all about the atomic size which are left, I would definitely cover in the next video. Okay, so if the video was helpful, do not forget to like the video, and if you are new to the channel, kindly don't forget to subscribe the channel, press the bell notification to all, so that each time when I upload a new video you get an instant message. Okay, so keep studying. All the best. Thank you.